Hi Gypsies, this is Joy on December 31st, and this is my this is my reading to celebrate the end of this incredibly pretty awful year. So I'm going to do a reading, and this is what your ancestors want to tell you right now. So you've got three to choose from one of each of these three. There's the triangle. And then I call this like a mosaic. It's sort of pretty, it's got gold in it. And then I've got a cylinder bead as well. It's got a purplish black tint, and it's got some gold swirls in it too. So one of the three, or you can choose more if you like. And once again, this is what are your ancestors trying to let you know right now? What is the important thing they're trying to let you know? So I'll see you around the other side. Bye, Gypsies. Hi, Gypsies. This is Joy. You have chosen group one. You've chosen this red triangle with a little flower in there. Oh, and it's got an Om symbol right there too. So that tells me you're a pretty spiritual person. The red color is the root base chakra, which deals with you being grounded and feeling like you know what's going on. You're not sort of floundering and unclear about your life. So, okay, so let's go ahead and begin. And I'm going to actually bring this iPad down, the iPad screen down, so that you can see the cards. So you won't see me, you'll see the cards. And it's on purpose. Okay, oh, and we are answering the question, I don't know if I mentioned this, we are answering the question, what do your ancestors really want you to know at this point of time? Okay? All right, let's begin. Okay, looks like you can see these pretty good. All right, intuition, beautiful card. Okay, this is upside down. It is foundation and achievements, and it's upside down. And this is your third eye chakra. Okay. All right. This is my first thing that I that I got with this intuition card. You've got something staring you in your face. It feels like they've been trying to give it to you by dreams, and you're just not looking at what they're trying to show you. It's like a shining beacon. It's going to expand your mind. And so what I would suggest is that you do a dream journal and you pay attention to anything that seems maybe insignificant, where, like, for instance, you notice in the dream one of the people's hair color. Okay, now the fact that you would remember that when you woke up, and the fact that you would see the hair color, that's an important clue right there. So I want you to, well, they want you to make a dream journal and keep track of these things. And especially, you might also, when they see you are paying attention, they're going to be giving you more and more dreams. Okay, they're feeling like Wow, okay, and this is upside down too. This is the Ten of Pentacles, I'm sure. Something has happened to your happy home, and they're wanting you to face the fact that something needs to be taken care of with your home life. I don't know if some of you are perhaps married. Maybe this might even be you in the house of your parents, but something's not quite right, and you need to set it right. Okay, it feels like a male figure you need to confront, and it doesn't necessarily mean that what your ancestors are saying that this person is wrong, but you need to come to an agreement with him. Okay, this could be a father, husband, I don't know if you're living with a friend, I don't know, but it's a male figure that you've got to sit down and come to terms with. That doesn't mean if you have a very big disagreement with them that you're going to be giving away everything. That's not what they're saying. They're just saying don't let it make your home life messed up. You've got to confront this and take care of it. Okay, and I'm hearing distinctly as a male figure. They want you to develop this third eye, and that's interesting that you got that with the intuition card, because that is going to help you with your intuition. And they're suggesting a way to do that would be meditation. And I'm hearing tapping as well. Tapping. So what I'm suggesting for the tapping is, that's a lesson in itself. So what I would suggest is you could go on the internet and maybe take an online course. They're not very long, and I've done tapping before myself, but I keep seeing tapping on your forehead, on your third eye. So they're suggesting that as a way, and it's going to be important for you to do this in 2021. There's something that you've got to, in order to really be aware of what's going on, they're suggesting that you do that. All right. Let's go ahead and pull. Okay, there's the Empress. Page of Cups. This is upside down as well. Six of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. Okay. Now, you've got two of these major arcana cards upside down. And these are important messages. Alright, this Empress card upside down, it feels like it's in direct correlation with this foundation and achievements. You can see how the Empress is expecting, she's pregnant, and all around her lush green fields and flowers and beautiful hair and just abundance. And this is upside down. So so this feels like it has to do with the fact that you're not paying attention to your dreams that are in front of you. Open your eyes, sense it, feel it. Go ahead and dive in and look for your abundance and happiness, because it's there. It is there. Page of Cups. Upside down. Yeah. And this little page in this case is looking for this cup to be filled, and all around him is this beautiful abundance. All around him. and he's looking in this one little spot. So in this case, because it is upside down, you're not seeing the forest for the trees. Maybe you're looking at one particular problem that you have that never seems to be resolved, and they're asking you to put that down and to look at what you've got. They're giving you everything that you need, and they're asking that you put that one problem down that you keep looking for the answer for, and just relax and look at all this beauty around you. And this will come to you eventually, not necessarily in the way you're looking for it, but relax, relax. Six of Pentacles. This is right side up, and it looks, I feel like you're the person asking for the money. This is your ancestors, and by the way, this can be money, abundance. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. So your ancestor wants to give you this abundance, and at this point, it's just sort of a waiting game. Just because you haven't received it yet doesn't mean it's not coming. And like I say, this isn't necessarily money. This is a life of abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of care, abundance of security. And look at this beautiful gal. And this is upside down. And actually, the High Priestess deals with intuition. Third eye chakra. So this group here, I feel like, has got a real strength with a real capacity with learning with their intuition. They don't always use it. You all don't always use it. This is upside down. So once again, they're asking, please develop that. Please develop that. And as I say, with this third eye chakra, which is going to help a lot, they're saying in 2021, please start really looking at that, taking classes, talking to people, maybe joining groups. And okay, I'm getting that part of this is they want you to beware. You've got somebody that's trying to come in. You're going to meet them in 2021, and you need to pay attention to what your intuition is telling you. It doesn't feel like this is going to be somebody that is meaning you, it's going to mean you harm. I don't want you to be paranoid, but they want me to express that if you don't feel right about somebody, you need to step away. And sometimes you feel like, well, maybe they're not so bad, or maybe they did feel bad to me at first, but people are telling me that they're not so bad, so maybe I'll hang around with them. No, 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 no. Pay attention. Pay attention. It could be that you're the one that's picking this up, and the other people are not picking it up because they're not as intuitive as you are. Okay? So there's somebody. Yeah, that's interesting because we've got two messages about men. Okay. All right. This is upside down. It's the Knight of Wands. This is such a big card. Knight of Wands. Yeah. And judging by this horse that wants to go really, really fast, it sounds like once you get an idea, you really run with it, and they're telling you to be cautious. Okay? This is the animal part of you that wants to just go forward into your subconscious. Slow down. Slow down. Look at his feet trying to, or look at his legs taut and trying to make this horse slow down. They want you to slow down. Slow down. Think about things. They do want you to do this intuitiveness training, but they also want you to be a little cautious about just going forward and not be impulsive. There will be time. There will be time. And it's appearing to me that there's a little bit of fear too. Okay, so it feels like what they're trying to say is, yes, you're intuitive and all of that, and it feels like maybe your whole life you've been told this, or you've been told, how is it that you know this, and how is it that you always seem to be able to do, to choose the right one, or whatever. So this has got you a little bit spooked. You think it's cool. You think that it's cool about yourself. You never maybe even knew that it was called intuition, but you are highly intuitive, and it's freaking you out a little bit too. It's freaking you out a little bit, but it's okay. They want me to assure you that you're loved, and look to them for guidance. Develop a conversation with your own guides if you have not. Develop your intuition. Listen to your intuition, especially about male figures. If it doesn't feel right, walk away if you can, or just be cautious. And you need to resolve something within your family unit. And it might not even be just biological family. And for some of you, this might be a group of people that maybe you live with. But it's a male figure, and you've got to sit down and set things right, because it's not going to resolve itself. Okay? All right. I think that's all I've got for you. I'm hearing Noli. Okay. Well, whatever that is. Okay, so, anyway, let me bring this up. Okay. Well, that was fun. All right, well, I hope you have a fun New Year's Eve tonight, and boy, let's really hope and pray 2021 is going to just beat the pants off 2020. Anyway, have a great day, and I will see you next year. Bye, goddesses, or gypsies. Hi, gypsies. This is Joy. This is group 2. You chose the round gold. It's got gold and white in it. It's pretty black background. But you chose this, the round one. And we are answering the question, what do your ancestors really want you to be aware of right now? What do they want to say to you? Okay, so I'm going to bring this down so you can get a real good view of my cards. Okay, partnership and alliances, and this is upside down. Okay. Balance. And fertility. Doesn't that lady sort of look like Celine Dion? Okay. Very nice. Okay, so this is feeling like, and this card doesn't necessarily always have to, but at least some of you, I feel like you are going to be pregnant and have a child this year. And it doesn't necessarily always mean that, but I really feel like in this case, that's what is going to happen. You know, it's interesting that in both of these cards we've got circles, and you also chose the circle. Isn't that interesting? This feels, in this case, this feels like they're surrounding you with love, with angelic, kind of wholesome, sweet, kind of enveloping, like white light, protection. This feels like it is protection. And in this case, this is saying that, yes, you are protected, but once this baby is born, it will be protected as well. It's a really beautiful, beautiful card. Really beautiful. Look how strong she is. It feels like in business, some kind of a business that you've got, something is, let me fix this, something is not going to hold true. You're going to have some kind of perhaps a fight. Something is not going to work out, and I'm feeling like for some of you, it may be not just talking about business. It may be a relationship, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're so different, and that's not necessarily bad. But I feel like you might not be meeting each other both ways. You might be a little stubborn, not just yourself, but your partner as well. It cannot work in that kind of environment. It's creating a lot of stress. So if you're not both willing to work to get to some kind of common ground, it will evaporate. It will go away. So this feels like more of a warning card from your ancestors. What they're telling you is you've got to step forward. You've got to do it. No, don't just wait for them, and ask to speak with them. Now, it may have gone on too far, and nothing can be done at this point, but they're wanting you to try. Just sit down and have a very honest conversation about how you feel, and make sure you're honest, because what they're saying is that if you're not, and you walk away, whether it's business, relationship, or whatever, you're always going to be sorry that you never really voiced your very honest opinion. And, just come right out and say that maybe you're afraid of this, that, and the other, or, say things that you necessarily don't think are very complimentary to you, but you can't help it. This is how you feel. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And they're saying be as honest as possible. Even if it is admitting that maybe you're not the strong, kind, considerate person that you want everybody to think. Just come right out and say, things like, I have these jealousy type of feelings, or I'm afraid of doing this and I really want to, or please give me your backup. Just be so honest. Totally honest, because they're saying that if you're not, this will go away. Whatever it is, business, relationship, it will go away. And they're saying too, it's important if you've got children for them to see that as well. They're going to remember that. They're going to remember the arguments and you not being able to meet the other person halfway. Okay. Disconnect and boredom. Okay. Now this one is upside down. Choose wisely. Obstacles and challenges. Another circle. Interesting. Oh, heart chakra. That's beautiful. All right. So I thought this was really interesting that it's right next to the woman with this heart chakra. Isn't that beautiful? The green, the circle, circle. And I feel like in this case, what it's saying is I can feel sort of the love between these the two elements. The element within her, whether it is a child or maybe a man who obviously can't get pregnant. In this case, it would just be an idea. And I can just feel the love from this heart chakra card. It just feels enveloping and just sweet and just, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Now, in this case, this upside down choose wisely and this balance card, they're trying to say, your ancestors are trying to say, in order to keep balanced, you need to be choosing wisely and not being impulsive and not feeling like you have to move things along quickly. Okay, because it does look like there are obstacles and challenges coming up, and you need to be very cautious. And I feel like it's a big enough obstacle and challenge where if you're not cautious enough, it could result in something pretty devastating. Pretty devastating. So they're just saying, be careful. All right. The other feeling that I'm getting with this disconnect and boredom is if you're not willing to meet the other person halfway and really talk about the situation, whether it's business, relationship, whatever, you are going to be sorry. You are going to feel a disconnect. Now, do you see how this railing looks like it's turning into a circle? Well, he's turned away from it. So he's feeling disconnected from the circle of a family, of relationship, of business relationship. He's feeling bad. So this is a warning. This is a warning. This is probably the most important message out of this whole thing. They want you to determine whatever it is in this group. I don't know. Like I say, it could be a business type thing. It could be a relationship kind of thing. But they are expressing how important it is for you to take care of this. And as I say, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to turn out, what you would consider perfectly, where, the business relationship is saved and all of that. But at least you tried. They want you to try. It's important. It's important. All right, let's pull some tarot cards. This is upside down. King of Wands. Seven of Swords upside down. Oh, Queen of Swords. Boy, I did shuffle these great. And Four of Swords. Wow. You see this Four of Swords. It looks very similar to this Choose Wisely, with all these different directions for a choice. Yeah. This Queen of Swords, which is upside down, do you see how she's spilling the water? Okay, so Swords talks about, one of the meanings would be speaking and thinking in a correct manner, I guess, if, for lack of a better word. But it's turned upside down, okay? She's spilling the water. She's spilling it. And it almost feels like I'm hearing slander. I'm hearing slander. Okay, so this is a warning from them. Watch what you're saying. Watch what you're saying. Sometimes it's better not to say anything at all. This Seven of Swords, 2, it feels like in the middle part of this year, June, July, August, you're going to be going through a dark time, and you're going to be even going into a dark tunnel where you can't see. It's not saying that's bad that you're doing that. Be brave. Don't be afraid. It's the unknown, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. And sometimes you have to go through the unknown in order to come out on the other side and learn new things. And yeah, and as I say, they're bringing this up again about this partnership and alliances. That's going to feel like an unknown kind of thing, because if you do this, if you speak with this person, you don't know what's going to happen. They seriously want you to do this. They keep bringing it up. I keep hearing it. Okay, King of Wands. This is upside down. In this case, it's feeling like it's talking about health, and it's talking about, in this case, it feels like it's talking about stress. So they're wanting you to be cautious of health issues caused from stress, because it looks like this is going to be a pretty busy year for you in terms of growing, in terms of going where you've been afraid to go before. Okay, let's do one last card. Queen of Pentacles, and this is right side up. Okay, and this is what I'm hearing. Oh, we want so much for you. We want you to be happy. We want you to have abundance. Yeah. And she's facing the left side, which, turned around, obviously. But anyway, she is facing the side of subconsciousness, which is what the Queen would. And what they're saying is your abundance is going to come from unknown places and from unseen places. And it's going to come from how you think about things and how you express yourself, and how you're living a life that you're proud of, and speaking your truth. And, speaking and thinking are all things you can't see, okay? All things you can't see. All right. That's all I've got for this group. And they're highlighting this again. Take care of this. I see that in my third eye. It's like this flashing. Woo-hoo. All right. Okay, group 2. That's all I've got to say. Let me bring this up. I hope you have a wonderful December 31st, and looking forward to a great 2021. Take care, group 2. Bye, Gypsies. Hi, group 3. Hi, Gypsies. You chose the cylinder, which I thought was pretty. It's got, you can see that in the light. It's got like a purple black with white stripes. Okay, so we are finding out what your ancestors are wanting you to know. This is December 31st. We're about to go into 2021. Let's just forget this year ever happened. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down so you can see the cards. Okay. Alright, this is in reverse shadow. Ooh. Okay. Patience and planning. Authority. Okay. You know, in this case, I'm feeling for you that this is becoming chronological for you. This is really interesting. Okay, so they're warning you of a shadow part of your personality that you've got to be aware of. And okay, so what I'm hearing is you can be selfish. So, but you can also be somebody that can be a staunch advocate for yourself, for your family, and you do a lot of good. But if you don't watch it, it can go into selfishness because you're only concerned about you and yours, what you perceive as you and yours. And you need to remember that we're all in this together, and I'm talking about the whole world is in it together. And when you forget, or when you only advocate for a certain portion of the community, which would be yourself and the ones that you feel like you want to go forward, when you do that, the other part doesn't go away, okay? The other part that's being neglected is still neglected, and it will come back to bite you. Okay, wow, okay. So in the middle part of the year, what they're wanting you to pay attention to is what you want for a rainy day is going to come to you, but you've got to be willing to plan it out. You're somebody that doesn't necessarily like to think about saving and think about budgeting and all of that. Okay? But they're saying that if you want this project to come into fruition, to happen, okay? Do you see how it's sort of faint there? You're going to have to do some planning for this. This is not going to just happen. You've got to do the work, is what they're saying. You've got to do the work. And you don't necessarily like to do that. You want to get home from work and relax and all, and they're saying you've got to go that extra mile. If you really want this project to happen, you've got to go that extra mile. Now this feels like work, okay? This feels like how you are feeling oppressed, and your ancestors are trying to say, don't feel that way. Okay, that's easy enough to say, right? But what they're saying is part of how you're feeling about it is making it happen. So they're not saying disrespect this person in authority. What they're saying is if you feel a different way about them and consider them maybe somebody that is helping the organization or is going to help you, and work with them that way, because I feel like they don't like you. Oh, I hate to say that. Yeah, it feels like there might be some professional jealousy. It feels like they feel like you think they're better than them, and that makes them very angry. So you might trying to talk to them, but it may be you're not going to be able to resolve this. There's a big barrier between you and them. But you've got to make a decision. Oh, okay. And that's why this patience and planning before that card is needing to happen. They're saying that before this comes to a head, you need to plan out what you're going to do. And that might be saving extra money. I've heard of that term, an FU fund. Well, this is what it's saying. Save for a rainy day. Because it feels like towards the latter part of the year, there may come a rainy day. This may be something that you are not going... This wall that's between both of you might be too dense and too tough to scale, okay? So they're saying you've got to think about this and think about what you're going to do, okay? To build another column, because this has got some cracks in it and it might fall down. So you've got to have something ready for if and when that happens, okay? All right. Ten of Pentacles, and this is upside down though. Okay. Three of Swords, upside down. Judgment card. And, oh wow, okay. Knight of Cups. Alright, in this case, because it is around this Authority card, which I'm not getting real good vibes from, it feels like this Judgment card is this guy again. And he's all about judgment. He's all about judging. He's hurt these people. He's hurt the people in his organization. But they're afraid. They don't want him to leave them. But it looks like he's going to. And there he goes. There he goes. So, for some of you, this may be a business that's going away. And this is, like I say, the latter part of next year. Or this could also, I just feel like a real removal, whether it's you from the business or whether it's the business going away. This does not feel like a very positive atmosphere anyway. Yeah, you definitely need to pay attention to this planning. Okay. In this case here, this is upside down. Wow. Yeah, this Three of Swords. Oh. Yeah. This... Yeah. Remember how I was talking about the shadow side and selfishness? This feels like also you may not realize what you're doing when you're only paying attention to you and your family. And they're talking about what you're doing to other people, whether you want to admit it or acknowledge it or not. You're hurting them. You're hurting them, but it hurts yourself. Look at this ominous sky behind. That's just a reminder card. You've got to pay attention to that. Ten of Pentacles, upside down. When you are able to turn that selfishness aside and use that wonderful quality of you for advocating for everyone, because you're very good at that, You're going to feel the abundance like you've never felt, and it's going to be everywhere because it's going to be inclusive. Okay, it's not just going to be your family. Right now, it's upside down. So it sounds like you've got your work cut out for you in your first and second part of the year, and then dealing with what may be going on in the latter part of the year for some of you. All right, this is upside down. This is the Hangman. So what they're saying in this case is you've got to reverse how you're thinking about things. You've got to reverse how you're thinking about only advocating for your family. You've got to rethink how you don't like to necessarily plan things out. You just want to relax and enjoy yourself. And you may be wanting to rethink how you're thinking of this authority figure. They're saying don't sit on it. Make a decision. Don't be surprised, especially if he decides, and I'm feeling a male energy, if he decides to just walk away from business, I'm hearing advocate his responsibilities, and you might decide to walk away yourself. And that's the latter part of 2021. Okay, group 3. That was interesting. I sure, let me bring you up. I sure hope you have a wonderful 2021, and I hope you come back to my channel and for some more readings. Group 3, thank you very much, and a wonderful, wonderful Happy New Year to you and yours. Bye, gypsies.